I feel wrong calling them humans. I feel like I need to call them Sims. So weird. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So Life by You recently just launched a video that talked about the modding screen that we're going to see for all the types of mods and stuff that we're going to be able to do in the game. They focus mainly just on the clothing portion of it, but I wanted to talk about it and just kind of like some of the implications that I was thinking of for the modding. I mean, I have in some of my other videos, so definitely go check those out as well. I've only posted 2 other videos about Life by You, but I really want to talk about the modding for clothing and just the modding in general in this game now that we've actually seen something from it. They split it up into 3 main categories. The first one's your decorations and like personalization of characters. The second one is like lot in the world, so custom lots, custom world stuff, which they've also said in earlier videos as well that they've posted. And then there's also the third one, which is custom gameplay. And they did say in this video that it's going to require more advanced like modding ability, I think is what is the like phrasing he used. And it also is going to require some Unity setup, which I'm kind of excited for because I haven't really messed with Unity a whole bunch, and I would really like to like get into it and just kind of see how they did everything. So they really just focused on the personalization one for this video today, and they did like a whole outfit on how to customize it and everything like that. But they told us in the video, and this is like big for me because I love it when the creators are using the tools that they are implementing in the game, because sometimes I feel like they add stuff like in character creation or something like that that they don't ever use and it's not necessarily fine-tuned. And I'm not talking about Life by You, I'm talking about just kind of all games in general. I feel like every game has something like that. There's very few that I feel like have like everything is just perfectly fine-tuned. But they told us in this video that these are the same tools that they used to make the game. So that opens up a lot. And I think it would also be easy too that if there are bugs that aren't on like the coding side, players could just fix it themselves within the mods, like the mods, which I'm going to explain that in a minute why I put air quotes around that. But these are all the same tools that they use to create the game and gameplay in the game. And I'm excited for that simply because it would be easy to identify bugs to an extent. There's like 3 or 4,000 items just in clothing that they've added to the game. And I'll put a clip in somewhere of it, but like they have added a ton of stuff just in like personalization. And you can add more as well as the colors with the color wheel and everything. Like there's a lot of customization and it's going to be very in depth and I'm very excited for it. Now I'm going to put a clip here. These are all the editors that we see for like what they can do. And I would highly suggest you guys go check out Life by You's video on this. They do go in a lot more detail than I'm going to in this video, but they go into all of it. They talk about it. You go through the whole thing. I think it's only like a 14-minute video, so it's not a ton of time, but go check it out. The mod selector is like the mods that you're using to play with in the game. So in The Sims, we really don't have a way to like select and deselect the mods and custom content we want to use once we've already played the game. Like once you've already loaded your save or loaded into the game, you have to close it and remove the mods. And sometimes that can cause problems, at least it has for me. That's not necessarily going to be an issue in this game. And I'm excited about that because these are like literally everything that you see here on the screen is all of the little mod stuff that we can do, as well as adding stuff to the categories. Like it's insane. You can even like edit all the existing ones that are there, which is amazing. The one thing I want to talk about for all this is I don't know how they do the skins for the characters in the game or like the model for the characters. I'm assuming that comes with the advanced Unity setup stuff. But I wonder if seeing all of this here, I didn't see an option for, I just saw character and I think that's just clothing, but it might be more. I don't know 100%, but I'm hoping that this gives us and unlocks the ability to do reskins a little bit easier, meaning just like model editing. Because I know it's not necessarily the easiest in The Sims, and I know you have to download it into a whole separate thing, and you don't even have to do that with this game, which I'm appreciative of. The only thing you might have to download is Unity. But again, I don't really know how they made the models. I don't know if that's an in-game thing or if you're going to have to do that inside the Unity setup. I'm sure they'll go into all of it, but I just wasn't sure. I just think that this view makes me feel better about the modding perspective, because when they said it was going to be like one of the most moddable game, like life sim games, it made me a little bit nervous that they were either going to go too far or under, like they oversold it or undersold it. And I think that it's perfect. Like it looks great. I haven't played it. Like no one's played it but the development team that I'm aware of. So they really know more than anybody else does. But I think it looks good. I'm excited. I'm excited for all the possibilities that can come with this. So in this screen, we see that they're like placement settings on the body. I don't know what that is, and he doesn't talk about it. Now, I don't know if it's like vertical, horizontal. I don't know if it's like to set an age for like who it shows up for. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it says placement, so I doubt it would be something all weird, but like it's really just I didn't know what it was and I'm excited to mess with that. I think it's probably like how far up and down it is. I think it's a vertical adjustment, but I could be wrong. Like it's just that one and it doesn't say vertical or horizontal. So I don't know, but it's interesting that there's a placement option. Not to mention you see all the color variants like that you can do at the bottom, including the highlights, the seams, like each piece of clothing is a little bit different. But I think it's really cool that you can edit all those things. And I never played The Sims 3, but from the content I've seen of other people posting The Sims 3 and like just TikToks and stuff that I've seen of it, it seems like it's very Sims 3 like based. And it makes sense because the guy who's running the entire thing is from the Sims 3 team. So it's really just kind of it makes sense. I just didn't think that it was going to be like that. I thought it was like one color and then like that was the swatch you would get and it would just auto do it. I didn't realize that you would be able to choose every little thing, which I think is really good. They haven't talked about like their model progression in the last couple of videos on how it looks, but I was looking at these models and I'll put it up on the screen, but I was looking at these models and I almost feel like their lower backs are like weirdly maybe their upper shoulders. I don't know. Something's going on with the back. I feel like something's weird about it. Like their posture's odd. And I think that's why they look so weird to me is they always like they're standing with their shoulders like way back here and they're oh like I don't know. They're just they just stand weird. The male model and the female model. And I don't know why. I know that they said they were working on clothing clipping, which we actually do see in this video where like the scarf or the I think it's the skirt that clips all the way through like her hand. So I mean, there's definitely some fine tuning there to go, but I almost feel like the character model and the clothing would fit better if they just moved the character and like reproportioned it. I think that the shoulders are like way too set back. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but their shoulders are set really far back, and in turn, it makes just like this part from the neck down just really odd. Like their whole chest is just weird. The male and the female model, they look really weird to me. They didn't talk about it in this one. I just wanted to talk about it again because the model is really bothering me. I just feel like they could probably move the shoulders forward and maybe reportion stuff, and I think it would look a lot better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but that's my take on it is the more I look at these people, the more I'm realizing like I think they just need like a little bit of a readjustment of portions and maybe the way their shoulders sit for like the base model. Like being able to adjust all that I think is great. But for your base model, I think they need to look more I guess base. They look like they're portioned weird almost. And I mean, I just think it's a portion issue personally. So they also show some gameplay. And in the gameplay they show how you get these clothing items. This is clothing specific and I'm sure it would work for other things as well. But just for this one, he shows that you have to go to a clothing store and you can go in and buy it off the specific racks, which I think is kind of cool because sometimes in games you just have like one rack and it has all the clothing, like for everything, the hat, you know, the shirt, scarf, except everything. It has everything in it and I like that. But I also like this is a life sim, so we want to be able to walk to the different racks and explore the little, you know, shop that it's in. At least I do. So them making you walk throughout to get to the different racks, I actually really like that aspect of gameplay, but I know some people probably won't be the biggest fan of it just because it's extra time that you don't feel like you necessarily need to waste walking, especially since there's no queuing system, which is another thing I wanted to touch on today because them not having a queuing system is really weird to me. And it's also kind of frustrating as well because I don't want to be that active. I like to play The Sims and let them do their own thing so that there's some drama and then I step in. That's how I like to play the game. And then sometimes I'm a lot more like involved. But I don't always want to be involved because I like to see what they do. I'm a watcher, if anything. I love to people watch. It's amazing. I love people watching, okay? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love it. I know all of you like to do it too. Who doesn't love a good people watching moment, okay? I love it. I can't people watch in Life by You at the moment because there's no queuing system and I don't know how the autonomy works. We've seen a little bit of it in other videos, but I wonder if you can truly just like let go and let the sim, you know, what are they calling them? Humans? I think he said human in the video. I think we're calling them humans. Don't know how I feel about that though. You can let them walk around and stuff. We have seen that, and they will like pick up the clothing, and the other household members will do it too. But I wonder how like how far it goes. Can they accidentally die? Can they, you know, spend money? Can they? What do they do? Because I know you can play anybody, and like that's the whole point is you can play any of the humans in the game. I feel wrong calling them humans. I feel like I need to call them Sims. So weird. Either way, I think it's just weird. Like I wonder, without a queuing system, how does it know what would be a priority task? Because in The Sims, they base it off of the needs. Like what your Sims do autonomously is it's based off their needs. There's actually a really good video on YouTube that explains how all of the Sims needs work. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description. I can't remember what it's called at the moment or who it's by, but I do know there's a video out there on YouTube. It's probably pretty popular that explains like how that works, and that has helped me understand the game a lot more. But in essence, it's just like it's based on their needs, to put it, you know, as base level as possible. It's really based on their needs and like when the need falls. And I wonder if this does the same thing or if it has a different kind of system. Which I wonder if we can see in the mods, which is a whole nother thing. Because if they're going to introduce gameplay, which means we would need to be able to open some of that stuff up to incorporate it, right? If any of you are game developers, let me know if I'm on the right track with that line of thinking. Moving on to my next thing is they said that the next video is going to be custom furniture. This is the one I'm excited for, but more than any of these 3 videos, I am the most excited for the custom gameplay. Because for me, I run out of gameplay stuff a lot more than I run out of objects. So to me, the gameplay is more important. And if I can create my own custom gameplay, that changes everything. Literally everything. I have a lot of ideas for gameplay ideas that I personally can't bring into The Sims because I don't know the coding language and I don't know how to like do a lot of, I'm not the best. I'm more with web stuff. Like I'm better with like HTML and like JavaScript and CSS. Like I know that kind of coding. I don't know game programming as well as I would like to think I do. But I wonder how much of this is going to be like how difficult it will really be, because they said you just need some, like it's for the more advanced modding people, but what language is it written in? Because I believe, I might be wrong, but I think Unity is written in C++, and I'm going to Google this. It's in C# and C++. So I don't know either of those, and I've been told that those are not the easy ones to learn, but I'm sure that there's going to be enough tutorials that it won't be an issue for me to learn it or any of you to learn it. They actually said in this video that I'm talking about right now that they want this to be as easy as possible for really anybody, and they kind of want you to be able to like jump into it and then be able to watch these YouTube videos that they're posting on how to mod and use it as like a guide in a sense to get started. And then after that, you know, it's kind of up to you to know Unity and I'm assuming everything else with how the game might involve itself. And they might even put out more videos talking about all of that and how they did certain things, or I don't know. They just seem very involved in everything that's going on with the development of the game. And they're posting really regular updates that I'm getting to see a lot more than any other of the Life Sim games right now. And maybe it's because I'm just interacting with a lot more Life by You content, but I'm really excited for this game, and I hope you guys are too. I'm going to leave the video here. I don't really have a lot of other thoughts at this moment, but I wanted to at least present this because this is the video I have been waiting for. I've been waiting for modding. I've been waiting to see what it's going to look like and how they're going to do it and everything. This is what I was really excited for, but I'm even more excited for the gameplay modding video because that's the one I think I'm going to end up spending a lot of time rewatching, just because I think that's what I'm going to end up doing a lot of. And maybe I'll make some videos on if I create a good mod or something like that. I have no idea. But overall, I'm very excited to get my hands on this game. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye everybody.